The fund is still open to women of different areas of entrepreneurship to enjoy from. But how do you access it? We speak to the general manager of SMEs in the Bank of Industry. He tells us the process and how the other money has been used so far.
BOTFO is Business Development Fund for Women, and that was essentially one of the steps taken by the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, on gender mainstreaming. That's how the whole thing started, because it was necessary to create a platform for female entrepreneurs to operate, because we know if you fund a woman, I'll say it in my own words, you fund a woman, you are feeding a family, you are feeding a nation, because women are very enterprising, very hardworking, and these days they support the men folk. So all those things were realized, and it was not an issue of women just sitting down at home doing nothing. I mean, there was a need for them to also generate some form of income, to be almost financially independent, because at the end of the day, whatever money they make goes back to the family. So that was one aspect of it, gender mainstreaming and empowering women. And if you may wish to know, BOI was the first bank in the country that set up a gender desk in recognition of the needs of women, because, I mean, we all know there's a way a man will attend to a female customer, for instance, which is different from the way a woman will do that, because a woman will sit down very patiently, listen to her, and allow her to do her chit-chats, and at the end of the day, we still achieve the same objective of providing funding, empowering, and solving the problems of that female entrepreneur. Probably the man will just be, he won't even have the time to listen to all those little, because at least the woman wants you to listen. She might have issues outside the business. See, and she wants somebody to share this with whilst discussing business with you. And whether you like it or not, those problems at the end of the day might affect the business. So it's necessary to have somebody to listen to that aspect of it. At the end of the day, then once she's happy with that aspect of her life, her business will work out very well. So we had the gender desk, and it's still on up till now. And yes, we got 90 million naira, and we've actually exhausted the funds, but it is always said that female entrepreneurs are very good customers because they pay back. They pay back. We got 90 million, we've disbursed 165. Look at the difference. Where did the extra funds come from? It means we've been disbursing from repayments. We've been disbursing from repayments by those who benefited from the fund. So it's a kind of revolving thing. They are very good customers. In fact, they are some of our best customers. So that's just an evidence to show that. Because it's a different thing if you got 90 and you disbursed all 90, and that's the end of it. But we disbursed 165 compared to the 90 we got. And we still have requests pending that we need to finance under the scheme.
So far, like, how many beneficiaries do you have, and what lines of business, are most benefiting from the fund?
In terms of beneficiaries, we've got much more than, I'm sure we've got over 60 beneficiaries, about 52 got disbursements under the scheme. Some are still awaiting disbursements. They need to still fulfill the pre-disbursement conditions, but that is ongoing. And in terms of areas, agribusiness carries about 80% of it all. Yes, agribusiness carries about 80% of it all. Others are in polymer, industrialized plastics, and some other sectors. But the main sector that has benefited from this scheme is agribusiness.
Now, how do the rural women, the women who are really down there, you are here, the Bank of Industry headquarters, is in Lagos. If you look at our environment very well, the very rural women are not in Lagos. They are in states, in the villages and all that. And you're so far away. How do they reach you? How do they benefit?
Now, there's a central desk here. But that does not mean that it's a central desk that implements the project. The projects are implemented at the zones all over the country. They are appraised. Once the applications come, the applications go to the zones. Even if they come to the gender desk here in the head office, they are sent out to the zones. Once the zones get these applications, they screen them and then reach out to the customers, go out and look at their locations, look at the kind of businesses they want to run, check the sources of raw materials, check the sources of machinery and equipment, and then do their normal KYC to ensure that, yes, this is for real. So the zones handle all that. So they do the appraisal, they do the disbursements, and they do the collection. Though the central coordinating unit is here in the head office. So it's essentially handled the same way we handle SME loans nationwide.
Now, you did mention that, your officers will go down there and see what they have. Now, what will they have? What will the women have? Will they have to have a land first, have a running business before they can qualify to benefit?
Okay, there are two aspects to this. There are those who are already in business. So essentially they are looking for an expansion or modernization or whatever be the case. That's easy, because when you go out there, you look at the business, it means she has experience in that business. And if she wants to move from one level to the other, you have to look at it to be sure that she has the capacity to move to that level. Because for some might come and say, look, I want to increase my production by 500%. But then something tells you that you should check this out properly. Because if you are going to 500%, one, is there a source of raw materials to meet that proposed capacity? And do you have a market? You have off-takers to absorb what you're going to produce. And do you really have, is your experience commensurate with what you intend to do? So in such cases we say, look, rather than go 500%, why not do 100%? Do 100% and let's see how it goes. And then you gradually increase your capacity. For those green fields, as we call them, who have not started the business at all, what we look out for is that you must have experience in that particular business you want to run. Because if you don't have experience in that business, there's no point giving you money, because ab initio that project will fail. So you want to be sure you have experience in that business. You have people the personnel that can assist you, who have the technical competence to support you in running that business. And then when we do our appraisals and all that, we determine the capacity at which you should start, capacity you can really be comfortable with.
Now, you did mention that that they should know the business at least. Now, for people who do not know the business, for instance, a woman wants to start garri processing business. She's located close to her raw material, a farmer who can give her cassava, but she doesn't have an idea. So is it allowed that if she employs somebody who knows the processing, will that qualify her?
It's possible, because yes, she knows what garri is. As a woman, she knows the taste garri should have. What she needs to do, employ somebody who has worked in a garri factory, no matter how small it is, but who has the technical competence, who has the experience, who has pedigree that she can rely on to produce that garri. Because for her too, she can't just sit down and say, I want to produce garri. She must have gone to study what it takes to be a garri producer, understand the market, understand how long she can keep her cassava for and all that. She must have at least some general knowledge about the business she wants to do. In terms of technical competence, operating the equipment and all that, yes, she needs a production manager, so to say, that will assist her in running the plant and machine, but she must understand business. And I need to let you know this. That is why we believe there should be capacity building before people go into business. There must be capacity building in terms of some skills acquisition and entrepreneurship. And that even informed why when we first started microcredit, we embarked on what we called bootcamp workshops on entrepreneurial development, because we recognized the fact that there was a need to actually build capacity in terms of skills, entrepreneurship and all that, so that at least the entrepreneur would understand the difference between income, between revenue and profit.